Hi there. I want to show you how to make foot shadows for a team if you have to start from scratch and you absolutely have no foot shadows. I've made some tutorials in the past, like if you already have shadows from the floor and you're just needing to bring them to a new background. And so I can add a link to that to this tutorial, but I also want to show you this one because I think it's very helpful for making teams. So it's just a few little tricks that I've picked up along the way, and I want to show you how to do it. So this is my team right here where I've added some shadows, and I could probably tweak this some more, but it looks pretty good. It makes them look like they're not floating off the ground, which is the point. So let me move this off to the side. And here is my team that looks like they're floating off of the ground. So I want to bring shadows to this team on their legs. So I have some foot shadows here, right here where it says foot shadow. So I'm going to turn those off for now because those are just little extra shadows that came with this background. So the first thing I do is I'm going to take my background and I'm going to press view fit on screen so I can make sure I see it all. Now I'm going to come to my crop tool and I'm going to look at my guides, at my rulers. So I said view, show rulers, and then I'm going to pull out a guide to the bottom. Now what I need to do is I need to expand this bottom so that I can see what's going on lower. So I have it unconstrained, which is what I want, and I'm just going to drag this down so I can see the bottom and press enter. Okay, now I'm going to take my team, right click, new smart object via copy. Now I have two, so I am going to flip one of them, this bottom one, edit, transform, flip vertical, and I'm going to press shift and arrow down with my, I'm actually pressing down on my shift key while I'm dragging it down so it stays in place. And I'm bringing it down to here and press enter. And let's see where we want it. I'm pressing it so that the bottom touch where I want them. And then these other feet are just kind of floating. Okay, so now the tricky part starts. So this is my shadow right here. If I had like a really reflective surface, I might want to leave it in color. Otherwise, I usually change it to just black. But I'm going to right click and rasterize this layer. Okay, so what we start doing is we just start moving legs around. So I'm going to start moving legs. So I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool and I'm going to grab his leg, right click, layer via cut, come up here to transform, and I'm going to arrow this leg up. Now you're going to do this to all these legs. You can't do it to this one because this one is attached to this one. So I'm not going to do it to that one. The free legs, we can do it to, like these two. Layer via cut. Make sure I'm on. I have to come back to the shadow layer. Layer via cut. And arrow up. And this one. As you can start to see how this is going to work. Layer via cut. And arrow up. Okay. Everything that I can move looks moved. Okay, so now it starts getting a little bit more tricky. What I can do is I'm going to merge these. So I've got, let's see, is this a leg? Yeah, okay. I'm going to take all these legs. You can do them individually or you can merge them. This one doesn't need any, so I'm grabbing them all, right click, merge layers. Okay, now I'm going to come to edit, puppet warp. This is where you can really start to warp these wherever you want them. So puppet warp, it's an awesome tool. So I come over here. The only thing is you have to make these anchors so that it doesn't move everything that you don't want to move. So you just start moving you just start creating anchors all over so that things stay in place. And things move where you want them to. Okay, so I'm gonna anchor this one because I want it to stay there. And okay, let's see. Let's start moving and see if everything starts moving. Okay, I'm moving that up. Okay, I'm gonna anchor. I'm gonna grab this little anchor and up here. And this one. And this one. This guy is coming down. This guy is coming out. Push this one up. And these, I want a little bit of shadow there. You just put on some good music and just start warping these things. Okay, I'm gonna press enter and see where I'm at. Okay, not bad. I can see that I could make some more adjustments. Okay, let's go ahead and start changing it. Okay, let's put a solid color overlay of black. Create clipping mask. Okay, so we've got our shadows, and then I'm going to merge it. Merge layers. Okay, now it's black. So now I'm going to do filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and not that much. Okay. Click OK, and then I can change it to like multiply, or you can mess around with these and see what looks good. Probably multiply, and then just reduce the opacity like that. Okay, so you can see it's starting to come together. We have a little bit of white underneath their feet, so we can either arrow up. Oops. I'm going through these. No. Okay. So I'm going to take this and arrow up. Press enter. Arrow up. Get those shadows. Okay. And you could keep tweaking this. Like, I probably want more of his foot to come here. So the other trick that I do after I do all this is, I'm going to turn this down a little bit more. Then okay, we can now make this the right size. So let's put this back to where it was, there, press enter. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna do drop shadow. Turn that off and come straight from above and keep, let's see, we want a harsh shadow underneath these feet. Click OK. And then right click, drop shadow, create layer. Click OK. And then, where's my layer? Right here. I'm going to put a mask on it. I'm going to fill it with black. Control backspace, filling it with black. Come in with my white brush. And I'm bringing it back in. And then I can make another copy of it. And I can blur it. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. See what happens here. Okay, click OK. Just adjust it till it looks good. It might be too strong. I'm going to reduce the opacity. Now it looks pretty good. You could add more of a blur to this if you wanted. But another thing that you can do now is come to your foot shadows and then just start spreading these out. So this will make it look more realistic when you have shadows in between. Like it's just, you know, kind of causing shadows everywhere and various blobs of shadow here and there between the players. And you can just spread those out all over so that it looks like there's a shadow like kind of under his body. And I kind of did this in a hurry, but I just wanted to show you how you can do this, and it's not too time consuming, and it really makes it look a lot more realistic to have these shadows under your players. So And just keep going with that all over. Add shadows. And that's how you get your shadows for your team. All right, enjoy.